This video explains the preparation to launch Tracealyzer during application development in the E-Square Studio for Renesas RX Family. Tracealyzer is the premier solution for visual trace diagnostics for developers of RTOS or Linux-based embedded software systems. First, we will explain how to build the operating environment as a preparation for debugging FreeRTOS using Tracealyzer. Here is a list of the environment used in this video. Install Tracealyzer as instructed in the user's manual. Install the E-Square Studio and CCRX with reference to the E-Square Studio user's manual, Quick Start Guide. Create a CCRX RTOS project with reference to section 2.2. Create an RTOS project in the RX Smart Configurator User's Guide, E-Square Studio. Create a new project in the E-Square Studio. Enter a project name. Select FreeRTOS kernel only for RTOS and RTOS version 10.4.3 RX 1.0.5 for version. Select CKRX65N. Next, we will explain the procedure for creating a project to operate Tracealyzer via UART. Copy the program files in the Trace Recorder folder to the Workspace folder SRC by using the File Explorer of Windows. Remove all subfolders in the Workspace folder string ports. Please download the application note Tracealyzer for FreeRTOS debugging Rev 1.01 from the CKRX65N website to copy the source code. By using the Project Explorer of the E-Square Studio, create the Renesas RX UART folder under the String Ports folder, and then create the config and include folders in the Renesas RX UART folder. In these folders, create empty files named trcstringport.c, trcstringport.h, trcstringportconfig.h, and readmestringport.txt. Copy the code described in 3.1.3 creating files for UART communications to trcstringport.c, trcstringport.h, trcstringportconfig.h. Add hash include trcrecorder.h to the last line of FreeRTOS config.h. Comment out the hashtag error line in trcconfig.h. Specify TRC hardware port Renesas RX 604 TRC CFG hardware port. Modify TRC kernel port config.h. Specify TRC recorder mode streaming for TRC CFG recorder mode. Specify TRC FreeRTOS version 10.4.1.4 TRC CFG FreeRTOS version. Set the UART to output data monitored by Tracealyzer. Use the Smart Configurator to add the fit module for the SCI. Open the Software Component Selection dialog box, enter SCI in the Filter text box, select SCI driver, and click on Finish. If the fit module for the SCI is not displayed even after SCI has been entered for Filter, select Download the latest fit drivers and middleware, and add the SCI module after downloading it. To use P-Mod 1 of the CKRX65N board, set up SCI Channel 6. Select our SCI RX on the Components tab page and set Include for SCI Channel 6. Enable transmit buffer and interrupts from Channel 6. Change the size of the transmit buffer for Channel 6 from 80 bytes to 1024 bytes. To use Channel 6 as a UART without flow control, disable the flow control pins, RTS and CTS, and only enable the transmission and reception pins, TXD and RXD. Set the pin functions for SCI Channel 6 on the Pins tab page. Add the include paths required by Tracealyzer through compiler settings. Right-click on the project name in the Project Explorer and select Properties. Select C/C++ Build, Settings, Source, and click on the Add button. Add the 5 paths. The E-Square Studio deletes the path to CCRX every time the Smart Configurator generates code. Be sure to specify the same path again after each round of code generation. Modify port macro.h of the FreeRTOS kernel to support calls from Tracealyzer. Change the code described below / as this port allows interrupt nesting */ in port macro.h to the code described in section 3.4.1 of the application note. Insert the Tracealyzer and SCI initialization code described in section 3.4.2 of the application note into the hook function that is executed before the FreeRTOS kernel starts. Add the line xtrace_enable trc_start for starting Tracealyzer to the main task. It is recommended to set the heap size of the project to at least 128 kilobytes when Tracealyzer is to be used. Right-click on the project and select Build Project. Once the build process is completed, check that no errors have occurred. Next, we will explain how to connect the CK-RX65N board to the host PC. Connect the host PC and CK-RX65N board through a PMOD USB UART module. Connect pins 1 to 6 of the PMOD USB UART module to pins 1 to 6 in the top row of the PMOD 1 connector on the CK-RX65N board. As shown on this page, connect the USB connector on the PMOD module and the USB connector for debugging on the CK-RX65N board to the host PC. To learn how to use the RTOS resource view, please download the application note partner RTOS Aware Debugging for RX. Next, we will go over the procedure for starting Tracealyzer. Select the Run menu, Debug Configurations, Debugger, tabbed page, Connection Settings, tabbed page, and set Power Target from the emulator to No. Select Debug from the Run menu to launch the debugger. Launch Tracealyzer from the Windows Program menu. Click on Recording Settings in the Tracealyzer window, select PSF Streaming Settings, and make the settings as shown on this page. Specify the COM port number that corresponds to the USB serial converter chip on the PMOD module connected to the CK-RX65N board. Next, select Record Streaming Trace. Select Reconnect and then Start Session to place Tracealyzer on hold. Select Resume from the Run menu of the eScare Studio to run the software. Communications between the CK-RX65N board and host PC running Tracealyzer will begin, and the Tracealyzer window will display the internal state of FreeRTOS. Various analysis modes are provided. For more information, see the Help tab page.